We are now in session 3. Yeah, session 3 of
Of a
Saltmarsh Side
one-shot.
Stories. Simon's Simple Sailor Survival Seminar. Last time, who wants a juicy inspiration? Recount the tale. You inattentive fucks. Oh, there's a voice. Alara, you can chip in. Recount last session.
Uh, we went through the cave system. We came out. We saw a ship. We're like, oh, whoa, it's a spooky ship. Whoa, we feel coldness. Did we check if there was undead? We did,
No.
right?
Yes,
No.
we did.
We just fucking did we?
Yes, you
Yeah.
actually did.
We
Oh.
did.
Because
I
you're
We just
learning.
didn't do the. We just didn't do the thing where we found out how many and what type.
Well,
No, we
that's
did
because that is a horrible ability the way they worded that for a DM. Because that's
Yes.
just spoiling every combat encounter with that type of creature in a mile radius.
We spent about 3 minutes discussing it.
Yeah.
But it's an important thing
And
to discuss
then-
because everything else on Revised is fun, but that is just insane.
Yes.
Then we went on the ship, 2 of us. Then we were attacked by a ghost with the lamp. I went inside the lamp for a little bit. And then we found out that there were undead, what's the name of it? That one.
Gorallans. 4-armed, undead gorillas.
And also some undead in barrels and boxes for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Easy storage. If you have a bunch of
Then-
skeletons sitting in the hold of a ship when it's getting tossed around, that's just a lot of rattling. That's incessant.
And because it was a ship from Cholt.
But then we beat them all up. Nothing bad happened to anybody. And then we...
2 of the party dropped.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You were unconscious.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing's bad. We're fine.
And then we came to a door that had a riddle on it, and then we decided, hey, let's not actually do this riddle. Let's just break down a wall.
No. You
Let
were...
us have this.
Let us have
No,
this.
you're not having this. No way. Not the fucking party that spent a half hour in a hole.
Hey.
I
This
was
isn't
seeing time
exactly
ticking,
That party.
and I had to have Simon point out in his experienced way that there are other options than a big door. Like, it's a
Not
wooden
all.
boat.
This isn't the exact party. You can't be held responsible for that.
It's...
Totally
what?
different characters.
Yeah, it's about 4/5 of the party.
Okay.
Then we broke down the wall, then we found out, whoa, vampires! And then we're like, oh, we can't handle this, and then we stopped there. Right? That's where we stopped.
And magic
We
loot.
got a bunch of magic shit.
Oh yeah, a
and got
bunch
off
of
our
magic
ship.
stuff. I forgot what my boots do.
Spider climb, essentially. And if you drop down on someone, you can stab them with
Oh,
the
that's right.
spiky heels.
Yep.
You
20-foot spider climb, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the ring that does Bane, which I believe we gave to Pio.
Once a
There's
day.
the goblet that I don't know that we know what that does.
You do
We
not know
don't.
what that does.
There's the spinal cord whip thing that we also don't know what it does.
Yep.
And I forgot there was one other thing that the sword.
A long sword that allows finesse.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a +1, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that was it as far as magical shit.
Yes.
And then we left the boat to sleep somewhere more comfortable without some fucking vampire.
And as we slept, our glorious instructor beat the shit out of a vampire.
Yes, I rolled the battle hypothetically, and Simon won the fight in 2 rounds. He fucking shredded that thing. Hunter's Mark is real nice, as is Colossus Slayer, and having them together is really good. But we join it now. Daylight, morning, cold. Kind of warm, but cold where you're lying. You know it's gonna be a hot, humid day. But there's just no heat in the soil right now. There's a fog lying over everything. It's just fucking damp and moist in the marsh. And Simon is returning.
Far from the boat.
Hmm?
Far away from the ship now.
You're quite far from the ship now. Probably about a 30-minute walk. You're back on just the surface of the marsh. Still some distance from the town. You've no real bearing on anything, because Simon's just been leading you around wherever he likes. Now, true, some of you can't get lost being natural-born rangers. But he's just been going wherever he fancies. There's been very few trails, and a lot of scuffed knees.
Lots of mud.
Wait, so we've had a long rest, right?
Yep. Sets everything back. And as you're slowly arising to the morning sun, which, despite looking all hot and pleasant, doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot of work right now, it's kind of lazy. You can see Simon returning across the horizon, with Ulber rumbling beside him, sometimes rolling, sometimes barreling along.
Never using his feet.
Oh no, he uses his feet, but in pairs, like a rabbit. Although bears do actually lope along like that, come to think of it.
They do.
That's why you run away from a bear downhill, because they have shorter front legs and they have back legs. They will fall.
But then they will start rolling after you.
Well, you see,
Even more scary.
no. The worst part is, of course, if they follow you and they fall, now you have made them angry, personally angry at you. So, momentary reprieve.
Now it's personal.
Yep.
Just climb a tree. What could go wrong?
Anyway.
Good morning, sun is high. Well, higher than was earlier. You all seem to be alive, which is good. Are you ready for next lesson?
What is the next lesson?
Next lesson, again, dealing with things that are questions and strange things is part of being sailor and adventurer. More to do with being adventurer. So, I have now given you a riddle. There is prize for this riddle. It is very simple. Why is Raven like writing desk?
Punch it.
We'll be going this way, and until we arrive at our destination, you have time to think of answer. But also, be fully aware of location you're in. We are traveling, there are all kinds of unknown dangers. Unknown to you, me, I know it all, this is my territory, I keep it very scrupulously clean. But, goblins fuck like rabbits. And I am just one mighty warrior. I cannot kill them all constantly day by day. I have a boat. I have a woman at home as well. So, maybe goblins in area. Maybe more bullywugs. Frogs have been very ambitious lately, and maybe you're working out why they have been ambitious. I can see on faces, no, you do not know why they're ambitious. Did you notice frogs that were different from bullywugs?
The ones that were riding the snakes.
Exactly. Also the snakes, not common here. I mean, usually we have very small ones, quite delicious. Those ones big, horrible, sitting in bag, they are not normal here. So that means new element has been introduced, which means things are getting strange. Bullywugs are stupid and dumb, compete with goblins, usually stalemate, they kill each other. Which means less work for me. This case, colorful frogs. Big ugly snake. Perhaps new person in charge. Luckily, still as dumb as bullywug. Just do not touch them. Very unpleasant to touch. You may have noticed that with frog. Big frog having Caesar. They obviously do not share this information around, but yes, do not touch colorful ones. And we continue on. As he's leading you along, there is a very vague semblance of people working the land. Like, you're not looking at farmland, but you're seeing a few trails in the dirt and the grasslands. You're able to see that there's just repeated traffic here now and again, but it's not great, it's not worn down to the very mud. But a couple of you are perceptive enough. Some of you have no fucking clue. This looks the same as any other plane. This could be a forest for all you know. And then you start to catch a glimpse of semi-humanoid figures. Bulky, scale-covered, colourful fins on the back of her head. More lizard folk. Who are just giving you guys no heed as they spear at the waters. Or pick around in the dirt. Alright, we are almost at destination. Has anyone got answer to why Raven is like writing desk?
Because both will repeat words given to them. When you write upon the writing desk, you are copying words down, giving the words to the writing desk as well as to the page. When you tell a raven various words, they will repeat them to you, sometimes.
That's a really good answer.
Is wrong answer. But partially correct. It is a smart answer. So, has anyone got better answer?
They have quills.
A writing desk does not have quill by standard. That is something you put in yourself. I have had arguments about this. It's funny, I knew an old man who talked about this thing at bar all time. He had no answer. He say it torment him for years, since he had hair.
Did he not have hair when you met him?
No. Smooth like pig that has been shaved and boiled.
Oh.
Which is strange because it's really simple. Obviously, right? Well, I will not spoil just yet. Other answers. Maybe one of you is also brain. Or not. Very well, answer is simple. Writing desk and raven, both good for starting and making fires.
Yeah.
Feathers of bird make for good kindling, its fat keeps fire stoked up. Writing desk has various thickness of wood. You can snap it, burn it very easily. I do not know why this is great mystery. That is very simple question.
Local area.
That's such a Simon answer.
He's gonna see a raven, like, and she goes out like, "You're firewood."
My elementary school mascot was a raven.
Your elementary school set things on fire.
I mean, sure. They said it was a drill.
Jinya's gonna look up into the sky and see if there's any ravens.
Now you know, if you are lost in wild, flag down raven, now you can make a fire. Obviously you need more things. Raven itself will not burn completely. Or not warm. But you get slight meal, the fat keeps things growing, all the feathers very flammable, very easy, plus the bones enough to make sparks with. But I will give partial credit to Flufftail there. So you have one prize. Prize is this. He brings out some sickening little pastry that has been sitting in one of his lunch boxes.
Thank you.
Sure, I'm glad I'm done.
It is one of the favorite desserts of my woman. It is way too much for me. It gives me pain behind eyeballs. You look at it and you can see glistening on it. There's a lot of powdered sugar here. That looks like a very condensed preserve of fruit blobbed on top of it. Now, as you can see here, we have lesser lizard folk, but they will be very helpful to today's lesson. As adventurer and sailor, you will also need to deal with situations that do not call for fighting unless you do things wrong. So, over here, we have Bob. The lizard folk barely even moves. Bob here has relationship problem, as we see over there. There is Jenny, and there is Steve. Oh, I should point out, I know this is tough, this one is Jenny. And the lizard folk shakes her head. This one is Yes, this one is definitely Jenny. This one is Eglair. So, they are having problems. But there is money in these problems for you. This is
All right.
So I want you to go up. He will explain problem he has. You will then find way to extort him for funds if need be, or for swapping of goods. Then you will solve problem. I will watch and see method you use. However, we will be doing this by halves. So, half of you will go there and do this. Other half, follow me. Over here. We have once again special puzzle. We have two hardy lizard folk men standing guard. No, that one is woman. Yes, that one is definitely woman. They are standing guard here. There is shiny rock in there. It could have been some treasure, but shiny rock is good enough. You'll recognize it. It's very simple. Standing on pedestal. And the building he's leading you around is just the shittiest bit of construct. Like, when you see a shelter that is a sheet of bark pressed up against a tree trunk, that is what you're dealing with here, just in a shed form. You could push this over with ease. So, I want you to find a way to get into place. You could be bribing of guards, you could be deceiving, you could ask them questions. No, you could ask one question, there is other thing to that. Anyway, so let me see now. Hornboy, Flufftail, Fuzzface, you will deal with domestic issues.
Okay.
Mudman, Fuzzface, and Crab, you will deal with Shed. Crab has been doing very well right now. But I feel he is doing too well with you, as he points at Rainy Rose. So it may be good for both of you to stand alone for a little bit.
All right.
Class begin.
Wait, which one am I assigned to?
You're assigned to the Shed. With Filthmonger. And the Crab.
Fuck me.
Yeah, someone definitely drew the short straw.
Yeah, poor crab.
Yeah, someone drew a short bus straw.
I don't know, go streaking by them or something.
I think we should get the crab to tunnel under.
Yeah, that'll work too. Should we distract them while the crab digs underneath?
Oh, we need to make lots of noise. So,
You wanna bush baby dance?
what does that even mean?
I don't know.
Are you coming over here or not?
Yes.
Great.
We'll run around the shed.
I have a drum. I can play the drum.
Let's serenade them.
Oh god.
Sure. Play your music.
Do you
I'm
want me to roll
fascinated. Yes.
The
Now, what
drum
is
itself?
Vernon doing at the same time here? Because this will decide if you're getting assistance or disadvantage.
Vernon's gonna start doing a dance where he stomps his foot and like turns a few degrees and goes in a circle, and he's gonna say mud, 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 mud.
You roll with disadvantage.
So yeah, so disadvantage.
I hate you. Or like straight up.
Tell you what, yeah, straight roll because they like drum music.
Hey.
Hey.
You see them both nodding their heads to it, and they're actually keeping kind of perfect beat. Tails are fudding on the ground. Scuttles is just kind of sitting there looking over at Rainy Rose.
Yes. How do we direct the crab?
You're the one who came up with the idea of the crab.
You're a
Why?
very...
You could.
You're not bad, music cat.
Vernon will exit the scene,
Oh, good.
and he's gonna motion to Mr. Scuttles, and then also start digging behind the shed.
Jeez.
This is his home territory. He's the Mudman.
Gosh.
Jesus.
Athletics. It's up to you, Pio, if a crab does anything.
You will assist.
You start to dig down, dig further and further down, you're realizing there is no foundation to this shit shack. So taking away this earth means now the back wall is getting a little unsteadier.
I'll use my maul to hold it up. I'll stick it into the ground and just line it up. with
Alright,
the,
you put your maul in and now you don't have a hole.
I'll dig around the maul.
Feels
figure
like
I
the
can
problem is
squeeze
going to
by.
be repeating.
Well, I figure I can squeeze by underneath the head and the stick. What's it called? The handle?
The grip, sure. The female lizard folk approaches you, Ginny. He told us to say stupid thing. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
One of us tells the truth, one of us tells only lies. You get one question to ask us, but this doesn't make sense because if I'm telling you, then obviously I'm the one telling the truth. So which one of us is telling truth?
I get one question. One question each, or one question for the both of you?
I turn and look at him.
You had
Before
one
just holding up
question.
both my hands to the lizard folk.
There you go, you got your answer. You had one question.
Okay. What race am I?
Simon is just walking closer to Ginny, eyes narrowing. Are you for fucking serious? Mudman,
He keeps playing his job.
you are making some progress. I will give you credit. Also, Crab, doing well. Very good, Crab. It's important to have good animal companion for party cohesion. So, you, Vernon? That is name, yes?
Yes.
I have been told I must learn names of ones who need additional help. Vernon. Partial credit. You have not failed this one.
Oh yeah. Progress.
Fuzzface, you have failed. Alright, they are done.
Good.
Get the fuck away. Except you must now put Mud back.
Oh, that's just as fun. That's just as much fun. We're good.
Alright. You free. Go. I don't think Caden realizes what's gone on here.
Which one is having like the
Bob.
little bob? Okay.
Caden, hang on.
Oh.
Caden, do you understand what just happened there?
Yes, I understand.
No, the point that she also gave you the answer. Hello,
So,
I am Bob.
hello, Bob. What seems to be the problem?
Hang on. As he just reaches into his pouch and brings up a big sheaf of lambskin, you can see that there's been writing put on it in Draconic. My woman ran away from me to my best friend. She also took beautiful necklace. As he looks across and sees that there is no necklace on Jenny at all. I want my woman back, more of a necklace. He is a bully and ugly and useless and stupid. Not Jenny, I mean the other guy. That should
Do you
be
know the
written
other
down
guy's
here.
name?
That should be written down here. Do not complain, his first draft. What was question?
What's the other guy's name?
It is not written on this.
Okay.
It is Steve.
Steve? Okay.
So, Jenny left for Steve and
Jenny
took
left-
the necklace, but you don't care about the necklace, you just want the woman back?
I don't even see necklace. Shut up! It's hard to bring just necklace into shiny place. One of you might eat it. Ignore necklace. As said, first draft. I will revise that for next class. He just wants woman back. It's very simple.
Okay.
It says here, I am now to sob. I want my woman back. He is stupid bully and ugly and stupid. And therefore should be obvious what you do.
Who wrote this?
Our instructor.
Okay. Well, let's go.
I will admit is not entirely my own work. I had consultation with Chicago. To which we cut to a moment of just in the little cozy house full of cushions and tchotchkes. Simon is writing this. Chicago is there, having a drink, talking with Nimona, and that's his consultation.
This is legitimately like Chicago pouring his heart out to Nimona about this time that this happened to him.
No,
And
no,
Simon's
Simon
like,
didn't even
"Yes,
listen to him.
perfect."
Like, he was pouring his heart out to Nimona just in general bonding. Simon didn't take notice of any of that. He just wrote down whatever first came to mind.
See, I more just thought of like Chicago Governor. Like, ooh, put in a necklace. It's gotta be a necklace in there.
Shiny, 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 shiny.
Gotta put on shiny.
The shiniest necklace there ever was.
So, Jenny,
She
why
raises
won't you?
she raises
Well,
one hand with a big extended finger, and then she brings out her sheath.
Why won't you go back to Bob?
Because Steve is so much nicer and cooler. And Bob did not give me all the money that he should have given me. Says here that means Bob is actually quite wealthy, so you should remember that part. And so I chose hunky guy here. Steve. Steve just waves. And licks his eyeball. Just standing there. He sort of looks like the bottom of the barrel kind of male.
So you are with Steve to get back at Bob, or as written.
You see her running through the lambskin to try and find the part of the script that is on. I am with him because he is... What is he? He is Steve. I think that's my reason.
Jenny, why don't you forgive Bob and just go back to him?
Alright.
Okay. Then Mushi's gonna look at the others like, is that easy?
Bob's just sort of just watching a few flies buzzing around him. You see him just grab one out of the air. Maybe I shouldn't do... Steve! He doesn't look at her. Steve! Green! Huh? What? Oh, you guys don't take my How do you say this? But as he shows it off to Mushy, it's all in Draconic. It's actually pretty nicely written.
Wushi does not understand Draconic.
Well, it
I
just
think
looks
I
very
can't-
pretty.
I can't read that.
I can't either help.
Just 1 second. Wushi's gonna like do a light jog over to Simon. Teach Simon.
Yes, Fuzzface.
Steve doesn't know what to say next because he can't read.
Fucking what? You, get the fuck out, go. He just grabs him by his head, Finn. You see him sort of straggling off balance, and he just throws him out to the side. You go sit down. You know what? You sit with Fuzzface. You have both done just as well today. And he shuffles away to sit down beside the tabax, and he doesn't know why. There, I will fill in for him then. Let us see here, yes. Ah, yes, my brilliant monologue here. I will turn that down because class is already going over long. It's very simple. I will not let you take this woman because she is now my woman. If you want, we will have to get fighting.
Alright. I'm gonna kind of lean over to Rainy because she's the closer one and be like, aren't we supposed to be getting paid for this? Shouldn't we get Bob, quote unquote, Bob, to agree to pay us before we do anything?
You are
yeah, why don't you?
very good, Horny. Well done. Yes, that is something you should have been doing.
Why don't
And
you
then he
go ahead
just
and do
sets
it?
his face to look like an angry Steve.
Okay, we go to Bob.
Hello.
You want the woman back. You said that you don't care about the shiny necklace. And I'm gonna air quotes to see, basically try to help him along in this
I
process.
talk slow because Common is not my first language. I am not stupid.
Fair. All right.
I
If you
can
don't
listen
want the-
at normal speed.
If you don't want the necklace back, then we will get you your woman back in this play thing for the necklace as payment. Deal? I'm gonna hold out my hand.
Sure, deal. He holds out his hand.
All right.
It's the same hand.
I'll swap and grab it and shake it. And I'm assuming he doesn't know what's going on, but just gonna do it anyway.
Well, his hand does close around, and you feel, oh god. This is like a rabbit walking right up to a snake. But he lets go,
Slow.
which is very good. Because you feel like you couldn't make him let go if you wanted to.
With my strength, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Gonna turn around to the other two, come back. All right, he'll give us the necklace if we beat the shit out of this guy. I'm just gonna point to Simon. I mean, for the purposes of this.
Yeah,
right,
Simon's
make
just
it-
fucking standing there, festooned with his weapons, arms folded. Well, remember, right now I am Steve.
Yes.
I am
Steve.
Bully.
Steve, we can take.
I look at you and think, you have met bullies, so you should know how to deal with them, yes?
Steve, what drew you to Jenny in the first place?
Well, she looked pretty simple, and she had an alright tail and a nice sheet. Oh, she was beautiful woman, and he was just nerd. I knew I could have her any time, and I do. Also, she cost like 2 copper for an evening, so this was perfect.
Was that in the script?
No, I'm just explaining I've hired all of them for a night.
Oh,
This is why class must keep on moving right now. Their time right now is dwindling away.
okay.
Meanwhile, Steve is sitting beside Ginny, is just drawing little weird patterns in the mud beside him and pointing at them.
So, Steve, where is the necklace? I don't see it.
You will have to use imagination for this one. I did not want to give them necklace in case one of them fucking walks off with it. I have one here. It's a little bit of costume jewelry. There we go. There's necklace. I'm just not putting it on her. She does not look trustworthy. And she is just fucking glaring at him. Because he's saying all this very plainly, very openly and loudly.
Steve, why don't we have the necklace so we can at least give Bob something? You have the woman. Give him something out of pity.
Again, I said time is an important factor here right now. So you stretching sentences to 3 or 4 times is not helping. Quickly, move, move, move. Get to conclusion.
This is not the agreement I made with the guy. The necklace is supposed to be our compensation for dealing with this issue.
We don't actually have to give it to him.
I mean, yeah, but we're supposed to get his woman back, aren't we?
You want to try to convince? Want to try to convince her?
Well, no, not convince her, but I mean,
She is
like,
already on
become-
board for this. Yeah, I said alright. So now you just have to deal with the Steve problem.
Does Steve have mommy to support her?
You're asking questions that they were not really factored into lesson. Let us say for now, yes, for he is buff and handsome and amazing. Not that one. That one was poor casting choice. I will admit to that one. I should have had one of the guards come over here and do this. So yes, he is able to provide for her. Which in her case looks like 2 fatty fish per day. Maybe a sharpstone for scale rot, because you'll definitely have some growing there on leg. Why do you not try the... What do you say now? The powerful arm.
Strong arm him?
Yes, you put weight on man. All bullies crack under any pressure. This is thing I have seen at bars.
Okay.
Of course, you're thinking now this is all in Simon's personal experience, where no simple drunken fisherman wants to tangle with a lizard beast who may eat his face. He doesn't know. Be tough. Be intimidating. Show some presence.
Okay. She's gonna turn around and look to the two of them. Who wants to try to strong arm him? I can be the brawn, and then somebody can do the talking.
I really hope it's that voice coming out of a machine. I can be the brawn.
Yeah, that's it. Who wants to?
I've got the power of muscle. Who wants to be the voice?
Oh boy. All right. I'm going to, for the sake of this, I don't know what all I'm allowed to do with minor illusion. Let's see.
You can create an object. It has to be an object, basically. Can't be anything in motion. It's a static image. For I did love that on the Q&A with Jeremy Crawford, who brought up things like, if I can't use minor illusion to make a creature, but what if I use minor illusion to make a taxidermied version of that creature?
I don't think that'd still be allowed.
He did allow it.
Oh.
But it's mainly just if you do a minor illusion of a creature, because it is a static thing, it's not going to look convincing.
That is true. Technically, the dead, I think they count as like objects.
Mm-hmm. A corpse is an object. He brought this up.
So it says you can do, if you create a sound, you can do a sound as well.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm just going to kind of, fuck. Do I have any knowledge of what might be intimidating to a lizard folk?
A bigger lizard folk.
But the problem is you're doing this to Simon, so you know he's the biggest. Anyway. You know what? Roll me nature.
I'm sure this will go super well.
You've got a
Okay.
pretty fair assumption. Anything that's sort of threatening the normal person anyway. Like, they have tougher scales, but they don't want to get in an unnecessary fight if they can avoid it. So if it's something mean and nasty, they're still going to respond, maybe not with terror, but they'll leave. You're thinking, you know, they're not so different, you and I, that kind of thing. If it's big with massive teeth, then probably, but it's got to fit within a 5-foot cube.
Well, I'm also.
I know you're going to do an audio bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm also super overthinking this, right? Because Simon's playing some random dude named Steve.
Mm-hmm. So you're not scaring Simon. And there is a recent scary noise you could use. I just kind of left it off because, I mean, you could imagine they're just making that noise the whole time.
Mud, mud, mud.
Not that.
That's an embarrassing noise.
Which might make him leave just to avoid the cringe.
Fuck, am I being stupid? What is he referring to?
The Gorillans.
Oh shit, you're right.
Gorillas fucking roar and bay. Like air's an option. Don't want to I don't want to lead you down too much because this is a creative bit. Because D&D is for creativity.
Right, but you forget I'm stupid, so, you know.
Well, I'm also imagining you had like one drink beforehand.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. And maybe a brother. You could also confer with your party members. This is a recurring lesson that is being taught in each of these classes.
So I'm just gonna pull out or kind of pull the two over, say, all right, so we're supposed to intimidate this person. So if you're gonna be, strong man, like you said, with the just pull out your weapon, look intimidating sort of a thing. Maybe Rainey, you could do the same, unless you've got something you could do to also kind of look intimidating. Just kind of scare the shit out of them.
It's worth a try.
Mm-hmm. So one of you will be rolling intimidation with advantage. As a group effort.
I do not have the charismas.
Neither do I.
I know. It doesn't make...
look at that.
Yeah.
Sorcerer.
It doesn't fucking make a lick of sense. But that's okay. We can easily just offer it up to other roles, depending on what you guys do. But in this case, I think the role is with Drippy Wizard.
Yeah, Drippy Wizard. So just turning around and pulling out the dagger, kind of making myself look bigger, basically very obviously showing as much of a posturing as this scrawny little sailor dude can muster up. To Simon is probably weak, but I'm trying to lean into the hope that
you see
Simon,
him draw his sword.
I pull out and offer my short sword.
Yeah.
It should be a little more intimidating than a dagger.
Oh, just put
Or-
that up.
Do you want to hold the great axe?
I think this is supposed to be a all three of us at once sort of a thing. So, me having a dagger is, not that intimidating. But yeah, add in the fact that there's a dwarf with a axe behind me and a, tabaxi with a couple of short swords. That's supposed to be the whole ensemble sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Mushi's just nodding his head along. Yeah, I get it.
How is that mud going?
It's almost all the way in.
Is it?
Fuzzface, I will give you a second chance. What is answer? Or do you have other plan to get in shed?
He's still playing his drums.
At least he can carry beat, if not carry objective. Alright, back to you, Free.
So with just all three of us kind of posturing, I'm gonna basically like get up into Simon's face, realize, hey, this is probably a bit stupid. Take a small step back.
He takes a small step forward.
There's now instantly sweat on Azure's brow, just like, oh fuck. And he'll say, you're gonna leave and give Bob his woman back, or we're going to make you. Just kind of like look as intimidating as possible as he can.
Roll with advantage. You're not going to do your minor illusion?
I had thought to do something with it, but I
I mean, you could just give yourself like a bestial roar sort of thing to the edge of it.
You can make your voice louder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like how with thaumaturgy, I'll just kind of amplify the voice a bit at the end.
Which is hilarious if you think about it, because...
Yeah.
But what I love here is, if you think about it, to do it he has to have somatic gestures with his hands and a bit of fleece. So he's got the knife in one hand and he's just jiggling a bit of fleece in the other hand.
The dice.
Alright, I will leave. Bob gets his woman back. There we go. Bullies crumble under pressure. And if it didn't, then you could easily just beat them up and tell them to go away. But we are not going to do that because I will break every one of you. Well done.
Good job, team.
So do I go over there? No, you can just leave now. It's all done.
I give Azure a complimentary pat on the back. He did good.
The moment that like that's over, he's fucking shrinking away from Simon. Like, all right.
He's gonna pat Azure on the back. Good job, you
Bob,
did it.
you have done well as well. You can go now. Alright, Fuzzface. And he just sort of steps beside Ginny, slightly bent over him. What are you going to do to get in?
Ginya's not the smartest.
Alright. Let us use this as bonus lesson for communication. Filthmonger, Crab. Go tell him what he might have to do.
Pinch, pinch, pinch in the air.
Yep. It just keeps popping bubbles in front of him. You'll know what, give him hand. He's obviously struggling with this. I wanted to look good with some pass. Cat. Dirty human. Crab. One of us only speaks the truth, and one of us, as she points across at the other one, only speaks lies. If you can tell which is which, we'll open the door and you can go in. Filthy human still has a question.
Come on, Pen.
He's thinking now, and how can he fuck this up?
Come
We'll
on.
find out in a moment.
First mate Scuttles is giving his claw clacks his all.
He's clacking one claw. The claw in significance to the one front.
Muted myself. I don't know when.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh, Vernon will get really close to Lizardman, right in his ear, and he'll say, "What color is the sky?"
I see only clouds right now.
But usually, hypothetically.
But oh,
Blue.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know which one's lying.
There's no lion here. We're both lizards.
is it cloudy out today?
There's a good question.
Yeah, just look
Yes.
up.
No.
Inferno will double check just again. Look up.
Roll intelligence.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
You know what? It's cloudy.
Damn.
Oh my god, it's your dumbass.
Which one were they pointing at?
This one, the female, when she said this one only lies, she was pointing at the other lizard folk standing there. And when you asked him the question of, is it cloudy? She said yes, and he said no. She also said, since I'm the one who tells this, I'm the one telling the truth. When Jenny asked her.
Well, that one's probably telling the truth.
Correct. You just look over at Simon.
Whoa, that's too fast. He doesn't deserve that.
Well done. Go get Shiny Rock. We are leaving now.
Woo!
You both did very
My
well.
brain hurts.
Not you, Catman. You both did very well as he looks at the guards. One of them who only said no. That's all he did for his role. And they both look quite confused as they start to sliver off. It's not just any shiny bauble, Vernon, as you look at it. It's actually a little pineal. Like, it's only worth about 2 silver, but it's a gem.
Ooh. I just think- let me just look around. Is this shack somehow trapped? Just don't make sure it's not like an Indiana Jones trap.
As you look around, give me an investigation roll. This is not trapped. It is a trap, in that if you pushed any of the walls, they would fall and the roof would come on you. But it's not a trap by design.
I will very gingerly grab a little gem and just carry it out.
It's just sitting on the dirt. You have to dry it off a wee bit. Yep. Very good. Well done. No. Done. There. Let's go. And so you start off on travel once again. You get to keep the gem, though. And you guys have the prop necklace, which is worth about 6... well, just for component pieces, actually worth about a silver. It's one of the things that Nimona just looked at once and thought, I am never wearing this again. This is gaudy, this is horrible, this is tacky. And he's just lifted it at some point. Alright.
We're gonna.
Have you learned lessons?
Sometimes intimidation and force is necessary.
Yes. Often it is best answer.
Payment first.
Not always important that. Sometimes are jobs you want to do for free. Like, if you find someone in the middle of goblin camp and already their arm is cooking, it is fine to do work for them without expecting coin. Family may have coin though, so do not. So make sure you ask name. Especially if you can only save arm. But yes, you can be mean and rude, especially when you are sailing on ships and islands, because you may not never come back to them. Fuzzface, Filthmonger. What did you learn today?
Sometimes there's simpler answers than tunneling underneath the side of the wall.
Partial credit again. You are slightly not failing. Fuzzface, have you ever thought of being minstrel?
I dabbled.
You are better at drum than you are at answering things. Still is useful. Now, for next class will be very important. Almost final lesson. Several days ago, I carved statues of friends, of Chicago and Bluescale. You may have seen her walking around town. She is fearsome, she is impressive. Also, she fixes things and throws people into the ocean. I have talked about this before. Also, apparently woman. I'm still not sure.
Oh my god.
But it's simple. I made simple statues of them, then I crammed a few gems into bits and pieces. I left it for bullywugs. Bullywugs will grab anything shiny, anything that looks valuable or different, and they will take it to their village, so I follow them to a village. I know where village is, we are going there now. Your job is to save hostages, which is the two statues. They are very light wood, it's fine. You could easily shoulder one.
How big are the statues?
Oh, they are actually size of you, but thinner. I was only making them. I was only making them for distraction originally, so they had no legs. Now, we will not be First of all, we must reconnoiter area. We must learn what is going on. So, first off, there are many bullywugs. It is their village after all. Every hut will have one or more bullywug. Important note though, bullywugs are, what are they? As he looks out to the rest of the class.
Cowards?
Yes, that is very important feature. Goblins are crafty, sneaky. Bullywugs are really dumb and cowardly. A bullywug will leap away faster than a goblin will. What this means is, if you get caught, put on big show of force. Do things like set stuff on fire, and some will just run away. This will give you a better chance of not getting killed, because while cowardly, small, ugly, horrible, stupid things, they still have arrows, they still have spears. Those hurt. Those will always hurt, no matter what stupid idiot uses them. They also have giant frogs. Giant frogs are no problem. Just carve them up. Do not get eaten by one. No one will mourn you. They will simply laugh. Also important thing about bullywugs. Do not know if I've talked about this before. They do not see in dark. They're like Mudman there in darkness. Which means we will have advantage on spotting village. And it takes a lot of hours. There's a bit of time to settle down, have a lunch and all. But eventually he brings you guys to the outskirts of the shore. Night does approach. Darkness falls. But you are able to see bits and pieces of the village. Because the bullywugs are marching around with lit torches casting shadows, casting light, illuminating their positions and the things around them. Now let's see, let's reveal a little spot that I need to drag the party icons to. This is not...
So are we over in the village?
This is, well, hang on. This is not strictly your starting position, but it's just so I got your icons in one place. Once I get your icons in one place. I forgot to put them on this page. There's Ginny, there's Scuttles, there's Simon and Ulber. Copy paste. Yeah, I haven't put them down yet. I'm just grabbing them from the other page. There we go. So, you will be coming from this side at least, but not specifically from this point. But yeah, you're on a small little hillock, so you can actually see down and see some of the area extending outwards. So you see that there is a bullywug just sitting on a bridge. He should be walking back and forth, but he isn't. There's a grung nearby, hydrating himself in the river. Another 2 of them just hanging about here.
Grunts are much cuter than bullywugs.
They are.
Yes.
But they're also venomous to the touch. Well,
But they
poisonous
have
to the
such
touch.
fun venoms.
There's a giant toad on the east side or west side.
That is.
With the knowledge that we might end up fighting, Azure's gonna cast Mage Armor on himself.
There we go. Good idea. So, as said, I came to this before. I will now point out where statues will be. Because they would take them to Chief. Chief does not look... Chief is Grung now. You will look in biggest building for statues. That will be where Treasure Hoard is. I have looked at Treasure Hoard, it is shit. There are some bent coins, rusted shit, some old weapons. Nothing all that shiny looking. So, can you see? It's quite a distance to cover. But will be easy.
Are you ending the arrow where we're supposed to be, or just showing us the direction?
I am, actually. But yeah, you can kind of see it, lit up by a bit of the moonlight. Like, it's not pitch black as it has to be on the map, because there's not shades of darkness since I don't own the Pro Pack. But you can tell that there is a small hill in a fenced enclosure, and there's some bigger buildings there.
Like right here.
Yeah. Basically, that round awning bit is the start of the big building.
Okay.
I feel like the obvious thing is just to go as far north as possible and then sneak around that way. There's just nobody up there we can see right now.
True.
Not
Also-
all will be carrying torches, however.
How far north does the village go? Just up to the edge of the map?
Basically.
We could also set something as a distraction to the south.
We could split the party.
No.
So we're literally in March, right? So everything's wet as hell.
Yeah, it's wet, there's not really much trees in the way, it's all scrubland.
So we couldn't really set a big fire to draw them to the south, but maybe we could do something else to draw them down there.
Well, what if like
Unless we set fire to an actual building.
We could.
Keep in mind, when you cause big distraction, what will they do? They will sound alarm and look for it, but it also means more will be out and about.
true? We could have some backup plan though.
Right now, there is only minimal guard because they do not think anything is happening.
Are we well equipped for silent killing?
There's 2 rangers
True.
and a caster.
Mm-hmm.
And a tiny barbarian, that could be good.
I think if we wanted to attack, this would probably be a good starting point, or this one, because there's not that many.
Isn't there like he's a sort of an ice mage? Could you freeze the water in like where that frog is right now and just get him like stuck? Because
He'd have to freeze him all the way, or else he could still
I can freeze water provided that there are no creatures in it. Water unfreezes in an hour.
damn, that's a lame stipulation. But
But he can make an ice block, for example, to let you
Yeah.
hop across the river.
yeah, how fast flowing is the river? Is it lazy or is it fast?
It's pretty lazy, it's pretty just filled with muck.
It'd be more of a speed thing than it would be a anything else. Just
Yeah.
because wading through it might slow us down.
Well, 2 hops over waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I bet you somebody's watching the Billywug on the bridge who has that torch. If he's just standing there, it must be somebody else watching his back.
Are there
besides the
any
one we can see?
towers or anything that we can see?
All the buildings are very low, in fact. None of them actually go above the fence line. Just squat little
That's-
towers. There's no watchtowers or anything. Because the bullywugs can just leap over that stuff, so they don't need the height.
Yeah. Maybe we could.
Hmm.
The fence itself seems to be about 15 foot, maybe 20 in places.
Are these buildings like really shitty, or are these stable enough we could like stand on top potentially?
One of you if it's not too heavy, so that rules out Mushy, for example.
Right.
Like, once you include him and someone else, there's a probably good chance you're going to go through the roof. But one by one, it wouldn't be too bad.
I mean, there's backs. You could probably do that. They have the light padding foot. They wouldn't make too much noise either.
I am just going to point out this is my day job.
What would you do?
Oh, I would sneak in, slit throats, get all the way to the treasure room. Easy. I would also kill Chief for bonus.
Do we want to kill all of the bullywugs and grungs, or just like bonk them on the head, leave them alive?
We can scare them off. They are cowards.
They probably would flee to the treasure room at this point. We have to actually get into the treasure room and scare them out of the village.
You know what? Gonna give you guys a bit of a better chance here. Even just remember the radius rings. But let's light it up.
Whoa! Whoa! There's other stuff here on this map.
This is pretty big.
Yeah.
Each hut. One or two bullywugs at least.
We should probably sneak. I don't know. Maybe going around the village is maybe still the best move. I don't know.
But yeah, they can only see within their radius. But they are casting light everywhere, so that's your main benefit.
I'm just.
Actually, yeah, so they can only see within their radius. We're pretty good to be able to sneak by on certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
You should need to be aware. Didn't they have a pattern we need to watch for, or are they not that organized?
They don't seem that organized, but they are patrolling a little bit. Some are just sitting around. Like the one on the
Right,
bridge
you go
isn't
from-
moving.
We could go from this way and get across here, this short little area, have like a single ice square there, so it's a 10 foot and then 10 foot, right?
Yeah.
And
Or
then
if you
from
really want to be
there-
dangerous, you could go for the mean lock tunnels to the south. Because this is actually the old slum map.
Ah.
Never came up for some reason. They didn't want to put the kobold in alone. Anyway, back to your scenario.
I guess here would be another decent way to get in, though. But they were moving north, so it'd be easier for us to get in through here.
We should also be aware of sound. There's quite a few of us.
In the time it's took you to plan, like this is taking time. These two out the front, they walk back and forth in front of the gates. They don't go in.
Okay.
Yeah, so we could wait for them to get here, and then start making their way back. And once they get to about their current position, we can just sneak in.
And these guys are basically patrolling around this way. You get the feeling they should be patrolling more, but they're lazy fuckers.
Are these patrolling or they're just standing there?
This dude's just standing there. He might even be asleep. And these guys have the longest patrol.
Going on. Okay.
That's the one with the frog rider.
They've,
That would be our biggest issue then. But if we get like inside and hide, you know, like over here or something, or back over here, because that light's gonna be blocked by that wall. Let them go by, then we can kind of slowly follow behind them until we get through and
Okay. But I do think we should maybe jump a little bit further up the river, like up here instead of down here, in case someone falls in and gets. Which way is the river going, by the way? Actually. Okay.
Hmm.
Still, I don't want to be too close to the other guy.
Well, yeah, so we could cross here.
Yeah.
And of course, keep in mind here, while you can, while I've revealed the map and all that there, you're not seeing it in great detail.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because your dark vision only goes out to 60 feet, but if they're casting enough light and there's a bit of moonlight beaming down, you can see the rooftops in the shape of village.
Right. And we can follow the river until we get to a suitable spot
And it's
to
easy
jump
enough to
through.
see these guys with their fucking lit torches wandering around.
Yeah. And we can see one guy's asleep down here, probably.
Well, at the very least, we know that that light isn't moving, which will mean that we can probably get past it without worry of it like chasing us down.
Yeah. Should we start moving out?
Is everyone alright with this plan, or
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, sneak in, get the stuff. Let's go.
all right?
Alright, good luck.
What could go wrong?
I will not be going with you on this one.
Not even older?
Not even over.
I just want to clarify. Do you
Mhm.
want us to kill the Bullywugs and the Grung?
We don't.
I have given you objective.
Okay.
We don't have to.
I don't want to.
Okay. So now that they're up there, we'll go ahead and cast Shape Water in order to make an ice block, and then we can quickly start to cross.
Yeah.
It does have verbal components.
How loud do I have to be? With
And importantly, none of you have rolled stealth.
Well, I was gonna do it when we were crossing the river. I should probably do it actually before they come back. Yeah, I'm gonna hunker down right here. My fucking character sheet isn't all the way open. Damn it.
So yeah, the stealth roll will decide how loud you were with your verbal component.
Yep, I'm not stealthy right now.
It's gonna get to violence immediately, isn't it?
Okay. It's fine.
That would... And the crab.
The crab too.
The crab too. Wolfgang has to roll.
Crab is probably
Olber
more
rolls.
stealthy than everyone. Yeah, he's actually trained in this.
Hey.
It's
Oh,
not
wait.
bad.
Okay, we got two 21s and a 17.
Yeah. You've
And
also
a
got
12.
an 8 and a 6.
Our mage is just screaming his spells as you do.
Yeah. The more powerful, or if you scream the spell component, that's the more powerful.
Nah,
Yeah.
you know what's happening? You're freezing ice in running water. There is just... Every time you're doing it, you're trying to be as gentle and delicate and methodical as you can be, and you just keep hearing ice fucking crack and snap as water freezes around it.
Probably just wait over this, to be honest.
Yeah, if it starts to get to that point where it's it's obvious it's not going to be quiet, I'm going to immediately stop that.
I'm gonna distance
Well,
myself.
at the moment, you seem like you're doing okay.
We can
You're
kinda
not
use
seeing
this
any
building
direct
as a shield.
response. Hmm?
Oh, so, just
What'd you
saying.
say, sorry?
I was thinking we can use this building as like a shield to get across, so they won't be able to see us through it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Obviously, the other
quiet.
patrols are moving around in the village. It's just I can only control so many tokens at once.
Yeah, there's only one or two that's important at a time.
Wait for them to get there.
Now we have a cigarette break. Now, did one of you bring an owl? I wonder if anyone remembers that Metal Gear reference.
Nope.
I remember something about an owl, but
Yeah.
Like-
In order to convince two guys who are standing outside that it is nighttime, you have to have an owl hoot at them. While they're standing
Oh, yeah.
outside
Okay,
under
yeah.
the sky. Because they turn the power off at night.
Oh wow. I'm gonna just dip my feet in, start getting ready to go way across.
Oh, it's cold.
Ow, my toesies.
Wuss. More importantly, it might make you slightly cleaner.
You said it was muddy water.
Yeah, but you're also a mud-covered human. And it's
True.
moving water, you know?
Yes. All right, let's start going.
How about the rest of the party? You can hear quiet croaking inside the building.
Oh wait, hold on. They're coming back down. They're coming back down. Back up, back up, back up.
Rainy just standing there, doesn't want to get wet, I presume.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
get back to
You're
now.
starting to... You can just see the light pouring around the walls of the building, and even through some of the gaps in the shitty wall construction. Gives you enough to see silhouettes of a couple of sleeping bullywugs inside, or maybe grungs. It's hard to tell.
New plan. I just thunderwave this entire building.
You could. It's Dungeons and
Oh.
Dragons, man. You could.
That's what we should do
Yeah.
when we get to the treasure room.
You also hear them croaking and ribbiting quite a bit in conversation, but two that walk by. One's obviously got an accent.
Sound along the lines of "Has it rained yet?"
That's not been a problem in Raxus. They've dealt with a lot of rain.
Big frog moving. Big frog moving. I repeat.
Yeah, they croak at that. Oh, no, I don't want the other fucking light. So to put it in perspective for reviewers, they've done about 3 laps now, while the party are just sitting around a hut.
Well, I'm gonna make a break for it. Well,
Yeah,
not
they
like a.
can't see you go.
Remember, you can't run or you break stealth, so think about your
Yeah.
movement here.
It's a brisk crouch walk sprint.
Also a
thing.
reminder, you can move your token by using the keyboard buttons.
Really?
Yeah, the arrow keys.
Yeah, you can.
Yep.
Oh,
How fast am I moving?
Slower than everyone else.
Basically, think
Oh.
of it like a, a little bit of a beat.
Because I'm like flying all over the map.
Yeah. You just gotta do little taps.
Can we see that troll coming?
Yep, I mean, you can see them clearly. They're the only lights right now.
Ah!
No, I'm just moving them so I can do this. So I can separate out their lights.
Vernon,
So-
get off of me.
I'm sorry. I'm scared.
So now
We
you're in
don't
the
all have
village,
to hide behind the thing.
and while I'm reluctant to do it, I'm afraid we're going to have to go with initiative on this. However, we're going to do it simply. There is 2 initiatives. Frogs and you guys, so...
Oh.
And Azur rolled, but it's just alternating, so it doesn't matter that much. It's
This
just
is pretty good.
it's just to make it a bit easier for this. So First Mate Scuttles has 18 initiative. And one Bullywug has 18 initiative. It doesn't fucking matter right now, because it's not battle. So,
Well,
Off of me.
sorry. Actually, can we
moving at
just
half
assume-
speed keeps you quieter. Dashing gets rid of your stealth score, really.
Okay,
Except
so,
except for Vernon and Azur, actually, because you guys don't have armor on. And Scuttles, of course.
Can I just assume really quick that Vern is getting a piggyback back ride from Reserve because I have to be right back.
But yeah, you got to be a bit quicker now about what you're going to be doing, because you've had all your time to plan before. Now you're actually in the thick of it, and not all of you can see right now. By which I mean Azur can't, or Vernon can't see. But you can see the torchlight bleeding through, so you get the idea of some of the buildings that are around, and you know that there's grungs in probably every single one of these huts.
We
Or
didn't see
bullywugs.
the patrol this group has, right? Or it's
You did.
route.
You saw that they go very thoroughly around. They basically do the bulk of work, so... They do a full lap around here. Can you see it?
Yeah. What do you guys think? As soon as it gets over here, we
Mhm.
can start going this way.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we should definitely hold our current position and not move. We'll wait for them.
Agreement from everyone?
Mm-hmm.
We have the incredibly exciting part of a stealth game where we stand still.
Vernon disagrees, but no one listens to the Budman.
They're only moving 20 feet right now.
Oh, fuck. Alright. Waiting. Wait again. Unless there's an objection from anyone.
No.
However, there are a couple of bullywugs in the building you're crowded around.
Like they're sleeping big.
Are they? Are they sleeping? There's a whole group gathered around them, all just trying to be quiet.
Maybe
Well,
we
it
should
depends. Do you hear croaking?
You do hear croaking. Of course you hear croaking. There's croaking everywhere.
Snoring, croaking, or
Are you an expert on frogs?
you tell the difference.
I want to be.
This guy decides he's actually going to do his job.
Fucker. Shithead.
Fucker.
Fucker.
But he
Wait, it's
is
just one?
outside the fence.
Okay.
I think, should we just, ooh, fuck, I didn't mean to click that.
So like,
Should we go all the way around the left, or try to cut through the middle of town?
well,
We should probably follow the Frog Riders patrol.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
We
case they
could probably
turn around.
sneak behind this hut.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would say go here.
That's why I
Okay.
said. I think let's also try to keep, instead of everyone at one hut, let's keep us like, put 2 people. 3
Split
people
up,
there.
good idea.
I mean, just like one hut apart. So, like when there's 3 people out there, the next person moves to the next hut, and then so on. So we're kind of spread out between 3 huts.
What is this?
That would be a field.
I just want to make sure. Like, would it be easy to walk through the field, or
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a country boy, are you?
I mean, it could potentially be water-based, but, I
Yeah.
doubt that. We should move up.
Cue
Yeah.
the Bond music. Or the
Pretty
Mission
much.
Impossible music. Either one.
Okay, now the rest of our group should move up to the next one. Hey, come on.
We have to move at half speed, right?
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to move at half speed. You can move at your full speed, you just can't dash.
Hmm.
But half speed makes it harder to be detected, so for any, perception checks and whatnot, there'll be a disadvantage to try and check for you guys. However, the 2 cats have a slight issue. Something is laying in the furrows of the field. It's kind of hard to pick out even with your dark vision, but you can see that there is mass there that shouldn't be. For illustrative purposes, you've got a feeling, because you saw it in the canyon, a sleeping snake. But its camouflage is still at work. It's hard to discern, but it's just laying.
Can I smell it?
You can. I mean, you can. You're close enough now to get a good sense of where it is as well. Like you can see it's sort of laying there, but it's tricky to see normally.
But
But-
we know the train's gonna head up this way, right?
Yep.
Then I will make an exaggerated gesture to point in the direction, then wiggle my arm like a snake.
At which point she touches Ginny's hand and he reciprocates the gesture.
It's like we're doing that stupid wave thing.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly it. And then you just begin popping and locking in response. Alright, is your turn, guys. There's
Do
a
you wanna
sleeping
wait for-
Jakuli there.
Do you want to wait for this one to head in its direction before we cut over?
Yeah.
Wait, I've moved my full movement this go round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of poor Mushy. Every time you guys run, he's getting a little further behind
Yep.
in his stilettos.
He is rocking those stilettos.
He's got quite the prominent ass, yes. Vernon